This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
There you go. Arn, we move on to October 25th in Baltimore, a town you're very familiar with, my friend. The WWF taped multiple episodes of syndicated television for November airings. In a match for superstars, you and Tully defeated Al Kinsey and Mario Mancini in 2 minutes, 2 seconds when Tully hit the slingshot suplex on Mancini. And then you're moving on in Maryland to Salisbury, Maryland. This time it's Wrestling Challenge taping, and Mean Gene interviewed you, Tully, and the Brain, and all your teammates and managers for the upcoming Survivor Series, which we're going to cover for next week's episode for November. I can't wait for that. And then later on in the program, you and Tully won an enhancement match against Scott Hudson, no, not the WCW commentator, and Tommy Causey when Tully used the slingshot suplex again. This match isn't going to air, and this is how TV worked back then. It wouldn't air till the end of November. So I want to pause right here, Arn. You've been a part of pre-tapes, syndicated television, live to tape, etc., but an entire month ahead of time for syndication. Can you speak to our audience about the complexities that as a performer, employee, and even content creator, comparing this schedule to the one that was used for Crockett?
Well, it's like you had to always be aware of where you were on TV, what you were doing. What did I do last week? What did I do 3 weeks ago? What did I do 2 weeks ago? Make sure you had a different match. Make sure you had a different move set. It was up to you to stay caught up on where the TVs had you positioned, and stay aware of it. And it was just the travel, there was no rhyme or reason. You were starting, day one, from flying here to there. They'd give you a stack of tickets, and buddy, you were off to the races. So it was, after flying on those private planes, my friend, 6 a.m. coach. If you missed that flight, ticket was no good. You had to buy another one. It was non-refundable, and they meant it.
That is something, too, that, and with some of the questions I had that we came up with for this week that I didn't even think about is, you're now away from all the private plane travel, and you're into this WWF travel. And that's very different, too. Like you said, you're not traveling in those private planes anymore.
Well, I mean, and let me tell you, I don't want to sound like a guy that's whining and crying over the travel schedule, because I was doing what I wanted to for a living. I wouldn't have swapped one day of it for anything else on earth. But there's also a reality to it for those people that somehow think that they just shut their eyes and open their eyes on Saturday, and there's Saturday morning and there's TV. Saturday evening, there's TV. And you guys just, a genie must have blinked you there, you just arrived. Buddy, when you walk on a plane in a given town, and every day pretty much was a flight for a lot of these tours, to make a 6 o'clock flight, you had to be at the airport by about 4:15. Everybody is checking out of the hotel at the same time because they're all on the 6 o'clock flight. They're all turning their cars in at the same time. They're all checking in and checking their bags. So there's a line that is following you, or you're following it, through all these different things that are time consuming. And
Caravan,
if it's a small airport, Paul, and you got just 1 or 2 people working, you could miss a flight standing right there waiting to check in. What are you going to do about it? Go up to the front, grab them by the collar and say, hey, I can't miss this flight. So a lot of times when we're getting to the airport, you have one close call of that, and you've got a ticket that, let's just say it was a $300 or $400 ticket to go from East Coast town to the West Coast. You miss that flight, buddy, you're buying your own ticket. And that ain't funny.
Yeah.
So the travel involved, and now you get on the plane and you walk in, and guys learned right away. You go in, you grab back then you had pillows, and those little pillows, you grab a couple of those pillows. If you could get a window seat, you did, and buddy, you were asleep before the plane was even boarded. Because when you landed on wherever the next destination was, here we go again. In line, get your bags. In line, go get on the rent-a-car bus. Get to the rent-a-car counter. In line, go to, everybody stay at the same hotel. Go to the, now you get the hotel. Another line. Head to the gym. Now there's checking in at the front desk at the gym. It was almost comical. It was like a serpentine group of jacked up guys just following each other through their day. But it was demanding.
Yeah, absolutely. As you take us through that, man, I'm just thinking like that. I feel like that could get old, and the only thing that really keep you going is when you go out and perform in front of an amazing crowd, and that's enough juice to just keep you wanting to go. Because otherwise, screw this. Week after week after week, year after year for a lot of wrestlers, that's all they knew and lived.
Well, the one thing that kept you going, and this is just reality, is TV was red hot. WWF was red hot. Jim Crockett was still red hot at that time. And it's like we found out pretty quickly they have a whole set of fans, WWF. Their TVs reach different people. And we were being recognized like never before. So you knew whatever this system was that they had was working.
Yeah.
Because you were just people that would not have known who you were before up in the in the Northeast now knew who you were.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.